Hello, my name is Alden Bars, and I wanted to talk today about the website that I created called YSLP. I am currently a senior in college that is actually graduating in about a week, and I hope to one day become a speech language pathologist. So I wanted to make this website centered around why someone might choose that career, what it means to be a speech language pathologist and a speech therapist, and just kind of give information about the profession and this field. This is my homepage where I give information about pretty much what I just said. And this was a fun slideshow that we did where it was pretty much just prompting me to find images in different ways, use graphics in different ways, edit images, which I really enjoyed doing. I mean, I know it was just a fun, quick assignment, but I didn't know how to do most of that stuff, so it was great to be able to learn in the future when I'm making information slideshows or graphics for my students. In my biography, I kind of go into what brought me to this career choice, which is really just started with me working with young children in different ways in high school, and I realized how quickly the human mind develops. It's kind of crazy, and I feel like it's pretty obvious, but it's once you see it and you can see you can see their brain developing pretty much, and it's wild. So I realized that I really wanted to be a part of aiding children during their mental formative years, and I had heard of speech therapy and knew that it existed, but I didn't know anybody that was a speech therapist. I didn't know anybody that went to speech therapy, so I really did not have any idea about the career, and it really wasn't on my radar until I came to LSU and learned about the degree path. And I actually started in nursing and changed to ComD, and I've loved it ever since. In my curated resources, we made a Wakelet, which is just, it reminds me of a blog in that you can add different things to it, but you can add different graphics, websites, articles, YouTube videos, which I thought was extremely interesting. And I mean, I even added a link to a Spotify podcast, which I think this is just awesome because you're able to put so many different types of media onto this one little thing. So it's extremely useful for a classroom setting. I mean, like I said, I added a Spotify video or a podcast link, a website link, another website link. This is from the International Stuttering Day Awareness website, which I talk a little bit more about in my digital project. And I did a YouTube video and a link to the American Speech and Hearing Association, which is a great resource for all things speech pathology and audiology. And I really enjoyed using Wakelet. I think it's extremely easy to use, and I loved how many different types of media you could include. My personal choice resource is definitely my favorite thing about this website. I think honestly what I loved most about majoring in communication disorders was the fact that my teachers were, I mean, almost all, if not all of them, are practicing SLPs or have been practicing SLPs. And like I took an audiology class from a practicing audiologist. So it was just an amazing experience to be able to learn from people who had done this job for 10 plus years for most of them, and they were able to give true information that they, genuinely knew about and had real life experience with. So I decided to make a Google form, which I asked questions on the form that are here on the left, and I emailed them to my teachers and asked if they could fill it out, and they did. So I got some information from them. I asked questions such as how long have you been in SLP, what type of clientele did you work with, favorite form of practice, and any advice they would give to students. And I loved hearing their responses. Like I said, am just so grateful about the fact that I was able to learn from them, and I really just wanted to reflect that on my personal choice resource and reflect the fact that I have been fortunate enough to have the opportunity to learn from these people. So I love this. I loved making the form, reading their responses, and putting it all together. In my tech projects, I have my personal PLN and PLE, as well as a Padlet with different reflections of assignments that we had done throughout the semester. I loved Padlet. I think that it was really easy to use, and I think it would be perfect for maybe like a group project where the students kind of section off and delegate different things for each one of them to do, and then like towards the project, and then they can kind of put their information all on here and then have it together to put into one assignment. And I think that's exactly how I will use it if I end up in a classroom setting. For the mobile app review, I reviewed the app Natural Reader, which I've actually started using since learning about it, and I have been using it to help me study for my finals. It's a great app that turns text into kind of like a podcast. It reads it aloud to you. It's free. It's extremely easy to use. It's compatible with written notes or type notes or textbooks. It's just wonderful, and I think it could be very beneficial to somebody who has a learning disability such as like dyslexia, but it also is just very helpful for, I'm not the strongest reader, and gets very hard for me to focus and try to read something, especially if it's, not the most interesting textbook. So this is just a great way I can just listen to it, and it clicks a lot better in my brain, and I know that other people can probably relate to that. I have a section on artificial intelligence and ISTE. I think AI is obviously something that is here to stay and here to grow, and it can be and will be a very beneficial tool to students and teachers, and it's going to be really interesting to watch the way that it evolves and the way that it can help in the classroom. For my digital story, this is where I kind of get back to the International Stuttering Awareness Day's website. I chose to pull stories that people had shared about their stuttering and share them in my digital story, because I truly think that it is one of the most important things for a person to do, is to be able to understand those who are different than them and be aware of differences. And someone who has a communication problem can be living with a major disability, but silently. And I just think it's important to spread awareness of those that communicate differently and be able to be open to learning their form of communication. And I think that's what stuttering awareness is all about. And I put a little bit of my planning process here, why I chose to do my digital story on this topic, and kind of my outline for what I was going to record. For my Apple Teacher certification, I chose to get my badges in the Mac programs, honestly just because I don't have an iPad and I do have a Mac and I use it every single day. So this was just very beneficial to me. I learned so much about different things that I can use on my MacBook, and I really enjoyed this. Honestly, it was very fun, and it wasn't hard, and I learned a lot. Um, and that's pretty much all I have. I really, really, really enjoyed making this website. I learned so much. I mean, I really didn't know how to do 99% of the things that I did on this website and that I now know how to do, which I'm so grateful for. I mean, even in my digital story, I had parts of it where I wanted to show the Stuttering Awareness Day's website. So I used ScreenPal to record me going through the website. And I mean, I had no idea what Wakelet was, what Padlet was, what ScreenPal was, and now I'm using it all the time. And I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to make this website. And honestly, I didn't even know it was this easy to make a website. So it's just really awesome, and I really, really enjoyed this entire assignment. My last thing is my tech blog, which once again, had no idea it was this easy to make a blog. But it really is, and I loved doing this as well. I mean, I didn't know it was this easy to add in links to other blogs, and I've truly learned so much, and I love having this website. I love that it is here for me to reference and add to in the future if I want to. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy the information that I really enjoyed creating, and I hope is helpful about why someone would want to be an SLP. Thank you.